Okay, I made this video and it's going to deal with a comment that a dude left on my for one of my videos under the Brother Polite Scams Part 1. And it was made by the dude called the Hebrew Executioner. And I just ain't into typing a bunch of stuff. You know, he said a lot. And so I just made a video to it to kind of answer him back a little bit or to address it because other people going to read it and they might look at it and be like, yeah, he make a point. And so I thought I would just address it. So I'm going to read what he said first. He said, I read your comments for this vid and you said, I think what he has to say is still of value. And then he said, he's talking about Brother Polite, and he said, if he's stealing from his own people, just what value could you possibly see in this piece of shit? Who listens to an exposed scam artist of his own people? Y'all act like bitches, like y'all scared to let him go. He's an African that sold so-called blacks to the fake-ass white Jewish merchants. If he were to steal your money, would you still think his words were valuable? We can't be that backwards or retarded. So he can steal from his so-called people and enrich himself, then makes enough to go take your money to the white man and flick it up with the crackers. Okay. That was a lot to say. But let's start with if he's stealing from his own people. Okay, I said in my video that I don't know the dude. Brother Polite is a stranger to me. I don't know him. And a Hebrew executioner, I don't know that dude either. And I'm just not one of the people that just listen to what other people have to say about somebody and I let that influence how I see another individual. Now, I do listen to people if they tell me about somebody and I proceed with caution. But a lot of times I don't know, maybe that individual treats you like that, you know. No, don't mess with him because he like this. Well, no, he like that with you. So I just don't listen. I'm not a person like that. I don't listen to somebody and be like, oh, well, so-and-so told me he like this and I'm going to just take his word. And so, is he stealing from his own people? So forgive me once again for not looking directly into the camera because I'm thinking, you know. And I listen to, well, first let me tell you me. I'll say this. I've seen two videos. About him being a scam artist, okay? The first video was a girl and she was pissed off about losing her money. She said, I sent my money off and I didn't get no products. I called in, you know, I guess she didn't get no response. Whatever the case, she was pissed. And she sounded believable. And I was like, damn, you know, I still don't know if that's a scam or is he just not good at his business. But she said she felt scammed. So I listened to another video and there's a dude and he said he sent $500 to Brother Polite. He gave way more detail than she did. He gave a lot of detail. He was like, I sent $500 in this month. 2-3 months later, they still hadn't did the, he sent $500 or $550 to Brother Polite to do the status correction thing or something. And he was like, I sent my money. Months later, they hadn't done it. So he seen Brother Polite at a event or something that Brother Polite was giving, and he went to go see it. And he spoke to him directly, and Brother Polite said he was going to get on it for the dude. And another 2 or 3 months rolled by again. And then he said Brother Polite still hadn't done it. So he called him. And he was like, man, y'all still ain't done it. All this time done passed. And he was like, Brother Polite said, you want your money back. Dude was like, yeah, just send my money back. And he was like, man, well, I'm sorry you feel like that. So he sent his money back. And dude still was pissed and called him a scam artist. He was like, the status correction shit don't work. And this nigga scammed me. And I was just like, I don't know of a scam that ends where you get your money back. So like I said, I still know, and I still haven't just made a definite, drawn a definite conclusion that, nah, nigga ain't scamming nobody, or he just bad at business. I still don't really know what it is, because it's still a lot of videos to go through, and I'm not about to go through all those videos just to see if he's a scam artist, because I'm not interested in is he a scam artist. I'm just interested in, is he doing good business? Okay, that's it. And it sounds like a lot of it just sound like it's bad business. There is no scam. Look up scams and fraud, and look up Ponzi schemes, look up confidence tricks, look up any kind of scam you want to look up. There is not one scam that ends with you getting your money back that you put in. Okay? No scam ends like that. So dude sent it $500, got his money back. Now, if dude had never told me the details of the story and just been like, skip that nigga, this nigga sent me, I sent $500, nigga didn't do what he was supposed to do, blah, 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 he's a scam artist. Then I would have been like, damn, nigga scammed 2 people. But he got his money back. So, I don't know. I just think my personal feeling, like instinctive, is just the nigga done made some money, and he ain't really giving a damn about his customers. That's just bad business. I don't know if that's scamming. He just don't give a damn about his customers. Because he done made his money. He done made some money, and he's probably taking that money and reinvesting it in something else, and he's just not tending to his business like he should. But nigga, I watch a gang of stuff about business. You ever watch The Prophet? And the dude comes in, and what he does is he helps those companies. He say it's people, process, and product. And a lot of times people process is messed up, and they spending the money, and they kicking it on the money. They in a whole this bad business, man. The people ain't really trying to scam nobody. They just bad at business. I seen one episode where the dude, he was selling cream pies and got an award for the cream pie. But ain't nothing homemade. This nigga, he buying the crust from one company and buying the filling from another company and created a whole business around this. And the dude, I forget his name, but he stepped in, and he had some chefs come in, and they created a homemade crust and created a homemade filling, and tried to get it as close to what he was selling, And he was happy with that, because he wanted it to be homemade rather than just, buying your product and then you selling it like it's a homemade product. But the dude built the whole company around this, man. That's just bad business, man. You call it scamming, I don't know, but it's just what it is, man. So is he stealing from his own people? I don't know if he's stealing from his own people. It just seemed like bad business to me. Now he said, who listens to an exposed scam artist? Okay, it's a lot of different videos about this dude, and I'm not interested in looking at all those videos. I listen to him. He talked about some things that I like to hear. I listen to certain people because I have a particular state of mind. I'm trying to keep that particular state of mind, and I do what's necessary to strengthen it and protect it. And when I heard Brother Polight and I listened to him, he actually said something that I had never heard about. He talked about utility liens. I had never heard about a utility lien. And I was going to buy a book from the dude. I was like, okay, let me try to see if I'm going to buy a book from the dude. But it turned out that all his videos were from 2013. So I'm like, well, if they from 2013, let me see what's going on for now. And so I look into the company. Once I see the company, then I start looking and listening to other people and see has anybody bought anything from them. I'm just doing my research. That's all. Just due diligence, because I'm a buyer. Looking at a dude, I like what he got to say. I try to support black businesses first. And so I saw what he had to say. I like what he had to say. I know he's not lying, because some of his investments I already do. I know he's not lying about buying the land for pennies on the dollar. I know he's not lying about the tax sales. That's what I do. So I hear him talk about something I had never heard. I was going to buy a book from him, but once I start seeing that other people had complaints, I don't know if those complaints are if he's scamming people or not. But there are legitimate complaints about the dude's business and how well he's running his business, which made me cautious and say, I'm not going to put my money into buying a book from this dude because it seems like he's not good at doing his business. And plus, what he's talking about is not, he doesn't have a patent on that information. You know, there's a lot of people that have wrote books about this. I was going to buy it from him, though. But I just went on Amazon and found 2 or 3 other books, and I got them now. I downloaded them now. So, you know, but I was gonna support the dude because I like black people. I like black businesses. I try to support them. But if you ain't running your business right, then I ain't messing with it because I ain't about to just throw my money into something. Now, he said, I think what he has to say is still of value. How can you find value in a person who is considered a scam artist? Okay. To say that there is no value in a person because of what other people have to say about him, that's basically what he's saying. Because other people, who I don't know either, is saying negative things about him, I shouldn't find value in what he has to say. First of all, it must be some value in what he has to say, because why are so many people being scammed by the nigga? People being scammed by him because of what he has to say. People are drawn in by what he has to say. And he's not lying about in some of the things that he has to say. That's what's drawing you in. So you can't say that. And in my experience in my life, I found that so like I said, one he said something about utility liens, something I had never heard. So he put me on to that just by saying it and kind of explaining it, which opened my mind to go and do some more research on it, which is what I would have done anyway. I would have bought a book from him, and I probably would have still bought more books from other people. So in my life and my experiences, I'll give you an example. I bought a house for $800, nigga. I bought a house for $800 that was sold for $50,000 in 2007. The house is now estimated at $30,000, and the rent on it is $650. I bought it for $800 from a dude who put me onto the information who a lot of people don't like or trust. I got a lot of people that I'm around that are shady and can't really trust them. But I'll listen to anybody, man. I'll listen to you. And I'll find value in what you have to say. A lot of times people are speaking, they end up giving you too much information anyway. Shit, that'll happen to me with a lawyer. I'm getting on the phone, about to spend my money on this lawyer to get me off a particular case. And he tell me too much information and tell me what I could do. And I hung up the phone and just went and done it. Went to court with everything done and got off. And I had to pay the lawyer. He told me too much. So listening don't cost nothing, man. I find value in listening. There's value in listening. And some people gonna always give you something, man. They give you something. You be like, man, he gave me a gem. He probably wasn't even trying to. And I'm like that with a lot of people. A lot of people don't like to be around me and don't like to tell me things sometimes because they like, no, if I say it to Cecil, he gonna take it and run with it, you know. And I will. If you tell me something on a conversation, man. On the conversation, I moved to Alaska on a conversation. Dude said his father went there, made a lot of money. I was like, well, let's do that, man. Let's get together. Let's make a plan. Let's go to Alaska. Let's get paid. And he said, man, people say that all the time, blah, blah, this and that. But you know what I did? I went and did some research, found out that it was true. Man, I got in the truck with my brother and drove to Alaska. And saved up more money in Alaska than I had ever saved before. So I listen to people, man. And it's value in what people say. No matter what the condition of the individual is, they could be some cruddy people. And this dude that told me about Alaska, there's a lot of people that don't trust them, nothing. But if you just listen to people and pay attention, they'll give you something. Now, my advice is basically to people who come on YouTube and they buyers. I'm telling them to be careful. Because just because somebody says some good things and you like what they have to say, you still got to be careful about sending your money off. That's all I'm telling people. All that other emotional crap, I'm not connected to that. I'm talking about the relationship between the buyer and the seller. Somebody says something to you, be careful. Now, a lot of times you see companies do the bait and switch thing. They'll say, hey, we got TVs, 65-inch TVs for $100. Now, they ain't lying. They probably have 2 or 3 of them. When you get there, they don't have the TVs because they done already sold them to the employees. Now you get there, now they're trying to sell you something else. Now, it's up to you to not buy nothing. If you came there to get a TV, 65-inch TV for $100 and they don't have it, turn around, get in your car, and go back home. See, the goal is just to get you there so they can sell you something else. And sounds like, if he is scamming people, well, that's what he's doing. He's telling the truth to people about real things, or he's talking about real things, and then people are drawn into that, and then he switches on them and scams them. That's what he's doing. So it must be some value in what he's saying, because all these people you can't scam a bunch of people by talking shit. He ain't just, he can't be. It must be some value in what he's saying. So my advice was to people to say, listen to people, because you're always trying to educate yourself. So don't be in fear of listening to people on YouTube and educating yourself and having a state of mind that you're trying to continue to protect. Because it's a lot of people who are scam artists that can speak in a certain way and protect a particular state of mind. But don't be taking in so much. When it's time for you to give up that money, make sure you're dealing with somebody that you're going to get your product from. Now, all that other stuff he was saying, that how he taking his money and selling out blacks to the fake ass Jewish people, and I don't know about all that. Now, one thing I do know, because he asked me, well, if he said, would you think his words were valuable if he stole your money? Well, there's 2 things that I know. There's a difference between getting robbed, difference between getting scammed. Somebody rob you, they run up on you, they put something on you, they forcing you to give them what you got. You don't really have a choice in the matter. When somebody scams you, are they doing something like committing a fraud against you? You have to give them approval. You have to participate in the scam yourself. You have to give them the money. You have to do something. You have to make a choice. You have to give them approval to scam you. That's how most scams work. Nobody's putting a gun up on you. They trying to talk you about that money and convince you that what you about to do and giving them that money is going to work. And you got to allow that to happen. So if he scammed me, I probably wouldn't think his things were valuable and what he had to say, because I would be emotional about the situation. But I'm not emotional, and I have no emotional connection with Brother Polight because I don't know Brother Polight, and Brother Polight has never scammed me because I ain't never allowed Brother Polight to scam me or never gave him an opportunity to. Because like with anything, before I send my money off, I do some research. Now, all that other stuff sound personal to me. Maybe you know him and have personal reasons why you emotionally charged and mad at the dude. But I can't take your word for it because I don't know you either. So I stand on my ground. When you get on YouTube, a lot of people going to say good things. Listen to it. If it's good, it's good. If it ain't, it ain't. It is what it is. But before you send off your money, do some research. That's all I'm telling you.